The results that we've actually seen from Governance Evaluator, following the assessment tool, we had a board planning session. We came up with some action plans, and one of those risks that were identified that we didn't have much strength in our clinical governance committee, and from there we have been able to recruit the Director of Nursing from our regional hospital to come to our clinical meetings. So that's been terrific for us.
As a consequence of our work with Governance Evaluator, and we've now been using it for 2 years, we've seen the board grow in terms of its understanding of a whole range of issues and perform better in undertaking its governance responsibilities.
The results so far to date with the Governance Evaluator, we've completed the assessment tool, and I have to say that has generated conversation at the board level, not only between the individual board members, but within the team itself, so that they're starting to see where their gaps are, and they're actually really excited because they're realising the strength of their governance oversight for Lindoc.
Well, we've had two interesting sets of reflections. The first time we used the Governance Evaluator, we realised, of course, that we didn't have sufficient attention to our clinical responsibilities and making sure that the quality and safety standards in that space were being properly brought to the attention of both the board, and our Chief Executive was also doing a lot of work inside the organisation. So we spent a lot of time trying to work out what was clinical, because a lot of our work is not clinical, and then we wanted to make sure that the bit that was clinical was properly monitored. And so that led us to some very positive conversations. This year, we didn't do so well on stakeholder management. It's not that we aren't good people at looking and talking to stakeholders, but there were some responsibilities about stakeholder management that we hadn't quite thought about with the responsibility of the board. So we are now looking at the stakeholders that the board should pay more attention to, as opposed to the Chief Executive.